We did an experiment at the military academy at West Point in 1975. The Bengals, a professional football team from Cincinnati, had hired a football player. They'd signed him up to a contract. They'd given him an $80,000 bonus. The man weighed 286 pounds, and one of his tests in order to be accepted was he had to chin himself a certain number of times. You know, do a pull-up on a bar. This man couldn't begin to chin himself. 12 days prior to his reporting for the training camp, they sent him to us in desperation and said, make this man capable of chinning himself. Otherwise, we're going to blow our $80,000. We've given him the $80,000. He spent it. It's gone. If he can't chin himself, we're going to have to drop him. So do something, please. You got 12 days to do it. Well, you know, we take him to a chinning bar. He reaches up. He grabs a hold of the bar. He tries to pull, and nothing happens. So what do? Well, you can't train him in a positive manner. He's incapable of pulling himself up. So we put him on a bench in the top position. And then we removed the bench and told him to lower himself. The first time we did it, he went zap to the floor. He just about yanked his arms out by the roots. He couldn't even do a negative chin. He couldn't lower himself. So we held him up. We stood under him, held him by the buttocks, and gave him assistance so that he could do part of the negative work. 12 days later, he was tested. He did 4 3/4 chins in a normal fashion, pulling himself up and lowering himself down, pulling himself back up. He didn't quite get 5, but that was more than enough to pass his test. Those kind of results can be produced with negative exercise. They cannot be produced in any other fashion. The negative part of work, Steve, is by far the most productive and the most important part of exercise. And when you leave the negative work out of exercise, you have little or nothing of benefit left.